Hey everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode. Man, was I frustrated last night as I started to think about this with the new update with the Tier 11 troops and the way they're making the new material available. If you don't know already, if you go into the new troop, it's kind of like Headquarters 35 and the Gorilla. It's new materials and you got to research and all this stuff. It's not in the new, you don't have to worry about like a new tech tree or anything, but you need these materials in order to upgrade the tier 11 troops to eventually unlock them. And it is very expensive. I am guessing it's going to be somewhere around $1,400 to $1,600 to get these unlocked right away if you're trying to spend money on them. And right away, they added a couple different things. They added the weekly deals. So you can come in here and buy this. So this is $200 for the 4 different packs. And you're going to get a ton of the armament material and then armament cores. And then they went ahead and added the armament cores to the weekly pass. So if you come in here, you can get 12 armament cores every day. And then they went ahead and added it to the VIP store. So you can come in here, pick up some in here, and then the Alliance store as well. So some material in there. And then the question came, well, when else will we see this? Will there be a pass during build day? And that question was answered on build day. So we only had to wait one more reset after this initially launched. They did drop this. So on build day, you get resource chests here, but then you can also get the armament cores and a bunch of the armament material. And then we thought maybe there was going to be some kind of weekly pass, kind of like you see with like the drone pass, the Overlord training pass, that maybe there would be a new pass with the new materials. Well, we didn't get that, but we got an update to the Glittery market, and you're looking at it. This is crazy. You're talking about $200 for this material here, plus another, $200 for the armament cores here. So $400 in the Glittery market. If you're to buy these outright, obviously you can get some for free every day with your gems, and you get the 80 for the $5 as well. So yes, it is very expensive whenever you're looking at these materials and the cost. And like I was saying, it's going to cost probably around $1,500 to unlock the tier 11 troops. And that's just to unlock them. So these materials are not going away anytime soon, because just like gear, after you get everything up to level 40, then you have star improvements. You got 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star. And as you upgrade them, they're going to have these additional bonuses here for you as well. So we'll have to wait and see what those bonuses look like as we get them unlocked and people start getting those star upgrades. But I can tell you right now, it's going to be like the Gorilla, where it's going to take a very, very long time to get these things leveled up and start to see those benefits. So that brings me back to this point of the Glittery market and having the materials about this. At first, I was kind of excited. I was like, cool, great. Free-to-play players get to get the materials. They get to get a little bit of the materials for free every week. But there's a caveat to that. You are choosing to get the tier 11 troop materials instead of things like mythic blueprints or legendary prints, which free-to-play players and a lot of other players, even including myself, really need a lot of that stuff. I do really like that they have the tier 11 stuff in here, and that's great, but then you're going to have to pick and choose. And that's not even the worst part. This is the part where I was thinking about last night that really, really frustrated me. And they did this intentionally, and you'll see why here in a second. When you are a big spender, say a VIP 18 or a very high-end VIP 17, you've been playing for a while, what is the one thing you need the most? Mythic prints. You need so many mythic prints, and they're so hard to come by that Glittery market, total mobilization, ammo bonanza, you can only get so many pieces every month. And the fact that for a lot of players at that high end, they're only getting 2 things, either the mythic prints or the luxury choice chest to get the drone components out of, because they probably have a lot of the other stuff maxed. They probably don't need really much of anything else out of here. So the fact that now they have to not only spend the money to get the mythic prints, but then also to spend another $400 to get the tier 11 stuff. They're forcing big spenders to spend more money in the glittery market again, which that isn't too bad. You need big spenders to continue to spend money. So putting more stuff in the glittery market for them to buy, that's kind of what we're going to expect. The thing that I was thinking about that really kind of threw this thing sideways for me is the fact that there's nothing in total mobilization. And like I was saying, big spenders, what do they want? They want the mythic prints. And what do they have to spend to get here? Well, they have to spend all the way up to $2,000 in order to get these prints here. Sorry, $1,000 to get these prints here. So you spend $1,000, you get the mythic prints, and then you're sitting on all these coupons here. And so then you go in here and you say, okay, well, what am I going to buy? And the fact that they're going to get those mythic prints and then come in here and then not have anything new, this would be the place to put the tier 11 troop stuff for the whales, because they're already going to spend to get those mythic prints. And then they come in here and there's nothing for them to buy aside from the Overlord shards. And a lot of them are starting to max this out anyways. And so then the only other thing for them to buy would be maybe the weapon shard stuff to level up their heroes. So that's like really about it for them in here. So this store here really just starts to feel bad, especially if you're a whale. You buy the mythic prints and then you come in here and you're like, there's nothing new for me to buy. There's no tier 11 stuff. And for me, I would be so mad if I was a whale to have to spend all that money to buy the mythic prints and the glittery, and then to spend another $400 to get the other tier 11 troop stuff. And then to come in here, you get the mythic prints, and then there's nothing new for you to buy in here. That is very, very frustrating. I see why they did it. I know why they did it, because they know that the big spenders are going to spend that much money in here anyways. So get them to spend more in glittery market, and then come in here and spend the same amount of money, because they want those mythic prints. And then they come in here and then they just buy a bunch of drone components, because that's really it. I mean, you have the Overlord shards, which a lot of them are starting to max that out, and then it's just back to the drone components. Mythic drone components, that's pretty much all they're buying. And just real quick to show you guys the progress we made yesterday, my teams have jumped up a ton. I mean, almost 2 million power for my 3 main squads here. I've jumped up 2 million power almost on each of them, which is crazy to think about. Granted, yes, that was $800 worth of troop stuff. I've done some other upgrades along the way, other tech, and I was able to do some gear upgrades on those too. So not all of it was from the troop, but a huge majority of it was. And so $800, what did that get us? That got us 3 completions. We were able to push a little bit farther through the new campaign, and then I'm at 5% on the gun. And this is where the big jump happens. The gun, to increase this, it went from I think it was 20 per level in the previous piece, the gloves, and now it's at 30,000 per upgrade. So it's a pretty big jump, and then I think it goes up to 40% once you get up a little bit higher. Or sorry, 40,000. So that goes up a little bit higher. So this becomes really, really expensive. I think you're not going to see anybody with this maxed next week, but it's probably going to be the week after that we're going to start seeing people max this out. I don't know, with the glittery market, that's the other thing too. Some people got the glittery market with the new tier 11 troop stuff. Some people didn't. And so the fact that they got it ahead of us, we're stuck with total mobilization. We don't have it. So we can't make that progress right away. So there's a lot of people that are benefiting from that. That is pretty frustrating. The fact that they got it, they're able to make a lot of progress right here, which then equates to a lot more progress with the challenge bosses they're able to push through here. So that's a bit frustrating too, that they're able to get ahead of us, because just like anything, the faster you can progress through something, the faster you're going to start getting those rewards for free from whatever that new campaign is or whatever that new event is. But that's it for this rant today, guys. I just wanted to say this. I was thinking about it. Pretty frustrating. I understand what they're doing. I get the point of it. They want people to spend more money in different things. Let me know what you guys think below. Do you think it's good that it's in the Glittery market, you get it for free? Or do you think this is really just kind of screwing the whales and the fact that they're going to have to spend more in different events to get the things that they want? Thanks again for watching, everybody, and I will catch you guys in the next one.